What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? Thankfully it's the weekend and I got a little bit of time to chill, but since there's been a couple of new additions in JP, let's go ahead and test out the Super Battle Road. Mainly the changes are going to be the inclusion of Jiren and also the LR Vegito Blue, so just kind of want to test out how much of a difference it makes with including those two team setups. Now Jiren does have the possibility of increasing attack and defense by 120%, so he does have a decent ability to defend, not quite to the level of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but regardless it should be better than, I would say, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Obviously LR Vegito Blue is going to be a hell of a useful unit to have now in Battle Road, so we'll have to test out and see how it goes. But yeah, definitely make sure to like the video, and if you're new, definitely make sure to subscribe also. I did think about going with a variation of having a friend as LR Vegito Blue and having two of those instead of just one, but I may do that in another video for a different setup, but for this purpose, I kind of want to go with 120% leads. That way, Jiren does get maximized in terms of his defense potential and also the ability to hit pretty decent. The Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is definitely pretty clutch. He does have a high chance to stun enemies, so as you can see, Dr. Gero, or Jiro, has been stunned, so that's good. And I still feel like Honey Pan has her benefits of being on the team. That recovery, she's able to hit for about 120,000. I mean, we're talking about 40,000 in damage recovered toward HP, so it certainly helps a little bit to enough to where I still feel like I want to include her on there. Alright, so let's see how this Jiren does. So with the critical, I mean, 700, close to 700,000. So it's still a pretty decent amount. And you know, the old school strength Gogeta definitely does provide some benefits. I mean, he's 100%, so I figured I might as well include him on here. Alright, now let's go ahead and see how the LR Vegito Blue does defending. I'm sure he can tank pretty well alongside with the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. So things will probably be a little bit easier than they were before. You know, I don't have like the best of all the units available, but I think with this setup it's relatively easier to get, be able to beat Super Battle Road instead of how it was before. And I'm going to try and use as little in items as I possibly can. So, you know, I'm not going to be cautious about it. I'm going to be a little bit aggressive with this approach. So we'll go ahead and put Jiren up front because he can probably defend the best out of the three here. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to super, but really the purpose of including on here is the prioritizing of his ability to defend, as well as the ability through his passive to stun all enemies with a medium chance. So that's kind of why I wanted to test him out. How effective is the stunning ability, and how well can he defend, as well as how decent he can hit. Now, my Jiren is at 79% unlocked in the potential system. I was able to get 2 dupes for him, so I did unlock the top left and bottom right path. And Vegito Blue obviously is maxed out at 100%. So, very little in HP left, looks to be about 35,000, but instead of putting Vegeta in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and put LR Vegito Blue in the middle, just to see, you know, how he does defending wise. We will go ahead and recover HP by 55% and reduce damage by 30% here. Alright, hopefully Vegeta will stun one of the guys here. I can't really tell at this point, but... So, I mean, he's hitting for about 1.3 million in damage in Battle Road, so that's a pretty decent output, and looks like the Mecha Frieza did get stunned, so certainly beneficial to have Vegeta on here. I am gonna go ahead and put Jiren up front, even though you know, he's not gonna be linking up with everybody, but Goku does take a pretty decent amount of hits, so I really want to avoid centralized attacks going against him. And with the critical, about 700,000, so still decent. Including him on here is definitely a decent idea if you do have him. Now, yeah, so Jiren would probably get hit for about 27,000 roughly, and then Goku, I mean, you just saw that he got hit for close to 50,000, so it definitely does make a difference in terms of, you know, how much damage he's taken. Pretty good setup, a bunch of defenders here, really. You've got the Vegeta, Vegito Blue, and Honey Pan, so should be able to finish King Cold possibly in this round. We'll have to see. And looks like he got stunned as well, so it's definitely very, very beneficial having Vegeta come in clutch like that. Unfortunately, additional attack didn't lead to a super, and I'm kind of reevaluating how I want to approach this for, you know, the skill tree for Vegito Blue. I'm actually leaning toward maybe focusing more on criticals. I don't know, I'm just a big fan of, you know, heavy focusing levels on criticals, like, so for me, it just seems beneficial. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe either level 12, level 14 layout, like level 12 for combos and level 14 for criticals, or either level 9 additional attack, level 17 for criticals, or just go all out with, you know, level 20 in criticals. I'm not quite sure yet what to do, but I'm gonna test it around for a little while before I make any decisions, because it does require the use of Dragon Stones to change the skill tree, since you can't really get any dupes unless you know, you basically waste it on the last remaining. You know, there is one last dupe remaining in the Baba shop that I could technically use, but I'm not really sure if I want to use that. I might end up just having him you know, in transcended status, and then use him, you know, in stuff like Battlefield 2.0, so he could link up better with other characters. Alright, so it looks like 3 enemies here for the Android setup, so we'll see how things go here. And yeah, so yeah, Android 13 looks to be stunned, so that certainly helps, because he does attack more than the other guys, so definitely beneficial and helpful there. And I'm sure I'm not executing 100% efficiently, you know, and that's the thing about you know, these types of events, is you're on it's decently enough fast-paced, and you know, it does, I don't know, I like to make quick decisions sometimes, so it's not always the best decision, I guess, in a way, but hopefully I'm not doing too bad. And we'll have to see who's gonna go into Dokkan mode. This is kind of a pre-recorded footage, and I'm just kind of commenting over it, so I can't remember exactly if I set it up correctly, or if I ended up using somebody Dokkan mode that shouldn't have been. I can't remember, but we'll have to see here in a second. So yeah, I think, yeah, Android 13 has been KO'd, and then looks to be, you know, 2 remaining left. I don't want to lose the linkage between Vegeta and LR Vegito Blue. So yeah, like I was saying, this is where I kind of messed up a little bit. I allowed Vegeta to go into Dokkan mode versus having Vegito Blue, which should have been the one to go into Dokkan mode, since he does hit heavier. And then we'll see how Jiren does with the defending ability. Yeah, so definitely a waste there. I should have definitely put Vegito Blue as the guy to go into Dokkan mode. Kind of wasted a Dokkan there, but the HP recovery does help. Yeah, 28,000 in damage taken is certainly a lot better than what other characters' units would have taken in damage. Like I said, Goku can take anywhere from 37 to 47,000 in damage, and that 10 to 20,000 difference in HP does make a big difference in the long run. So it certainly is beneficial to have him on there. And then Honey Pan, definitely good to have her just to get that HP recovery. Like I said, 120,000. 40% of that is 30,000, so that certainly helps. Alright, so we should be finishing off this round and moving on to the next battle after this. And yeah, his attack definitely does increase per super attack, so that's kind of the benefit of having him on here also. His attack and defense does increase per SA, or the normal super attack anyway. Alright, so we're off to the final battle against Majin Buu and Babidi. So let's see how we want to do this. I really don't want to put Goku up, in a location where he's getting attacked, but I am going to use a... Yeah, we'll just go ahead and use a Ghost Usher here. That way we don't have to lose any linkage between anyone. That way everybody can pretty much get a super. Jiren and Goku hit pretty decent. They hit well enough to where it's beneficial to have them super. So yeah, I mean 700,000 is still 700,000. I mean he is hitting a little bit less than I'd like to see him hit, but again, he's not even Dokkan Awakened yet. So once he does finally get his Dokkan Awakened, I'll test it out again. But 170,000 with the critical for Honey Pan. That recovery rate for HP certainly helps. So pretty good setup here, and we've got Vegeta and LR Vegito Blue able to defend here, and then Goku can get a super attack. So we'll see if Majin Buu gets stunned here. That way we kind of limit the amount of attacks coming. Looks to be not the case, which is fine because everybody can defend here. Alright, slowly getting there. This can be a little bit tricky here, so I'm thinking I should probably use an item here, just depending on what, but I think the Whi's 40% reduction to damage taken will be fine. That way, I mean, Goku and Gogeta are getting attacked twice, or 2 or 3 times at least, so it's a little bit risky not, to not use an item here. I'm guessing at some point we'll be able to beat this without using any items. For the time being, I can't. I'm not gonna front like I can, All right, and then Goku, is actually countering for once. Like before, he rarely countered a super attack. For some reason, it seemed like that anyway. So most of the attacks are coming up front, so of course, you know, you're going to put Vegeta in the middle, even though it's going to sacrifice his super attack. You know, it's just, there's really no other choice at that point. And we'll save the strength keys for the next round when I think it's Vegeta, Jiren, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku show up. Should be able to finish off Boo here. Alright, so Bobby D's the only one left. And we'll probably keep it like this since, you know, there's only one enemy left and there's only 2 attacks coming, so I think they'll be able to withstand that. Oh yeah, Bobby D's stunned anyhow, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, it definitely does factor in, you know, Super Saiyan, having Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta with this high ability to stun enemies with the super attack, and then Jiren's passive of stunning enemies, you know, the all enemies with the medium chance. So, you know, those 2 combinations of stunning definitely does help, especially in Battle Road. So we're pretty much done here, I think, and it was relatively much easier having these 2 guys on the team versus how it was before, for me anyway. So just kind of wanted to test this out, and it looks to be the case that, yeah, it's definitely very, very beneficial to have this guy, LR Vegito Blue, and also possibly Jiren. Like, for me, he definitely did help in terms of defending a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it was with those 2 on the team. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I didn't use that many items. I still had, you know, quite a bit left over, so it definitely made things easier.